all the people out there in the fine internet to G.A.M.E. Never mind, let me get into character. Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like. I am your host, GQ. We're going to be talking about my man, Quentin Tarantino. I'm GQ. This mother freaker over here in the green shirt loves green, wears green all the damn time. The great Daitokuji. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great.
You sure?
Bad mother effer right here.
Really?
That's what the wallet says.
Say great again.
Great.
Say great one more time. Now, over here to my right, this fresh back from Amsterdam as far as I know, Mike Bison. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. Why I gotta be Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown sounds like Mr. Poop.
I didn't say you was Mr. Brown.
Well, no, we talked about that earlier, but it's cool, good.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, so you trying to mean mug me. I'm the meanest man on the set right now. All right. We're talking about Quentin Tarantino. This man has been doing movies for quite a while.
Yes,
Started
sir.
off, he was a diehard movie fan. Worked at a video store back in the day. So, I mean, you know he was into movies.
Yeah.
But, like, he puts out masterpieces. That's all I got to say. He puts out some great movies. We're going to talk about them. Now, we're going to kind of... Obviously, he was involved in True Romance and some other films. Obviously, he was involved.
wrote that one.
Yeah, he wrote True Romance. He didn't direct it. So we're going to talk about the stuff that he directed.
All right.
Stick to what he directed. So there's 8 movies. The 8th movie just came out this past Christmas. So we're going to jump right into this. Game on.
Game on.
Start right from the top. Reservoir Dogs. You already referenced it.
Reservoir Dogs. Man, that film, that was like his first one. You know what I'm saying? That was the one that put him on. And he just took Hollywood by storm. You know what I'm saying? Like, hands down, man. It's like when he came on the scene, like everyone was talking about him and this movie Reservoir Dogs. And, you know, between like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, not to jump ahead and just say, between those two, he was like the new Orson Welles. You know what I'm saying? Like this young guy, like doing stuff that no one's really doing as far as creativity, as far as his writing capabilities, man. I mean, there's just not enough time in this show to talk about this guy, like, for real.
Without a doubt. I mean, Reservoir Dogs kind of changed the game. It changed the whole crime drama thing. It really focused on the antagonists, basically, the bad guys of the film. Most films don't do that. They always, here's the bad guys for a couple of minutes. Here's their motivation. They want to get money. They want to get women. They want to get power. That's usually kind of all you get from most bad guys. This movie flipped it. It was like, no, we're going to start off with the bad guys and follow their story. So I think that's what I liked about that. Great
It's kind of weird. I've never really looked at it that way. Not just Reservoir Dogs, but if you look at almost all his movies, the bad guys are the main focus. And going back to Reservoir Dogs, though I saw that movie, I think it was not my first Quentin Tarantino movie film, unfortunately.
For a lot of people, it
Pulp
wasn't.
Fiction was my first.
Yeah, for Pulp Fiction kind of was the... Pulp Fiction... And like you said, Reservoir Dogs got a lot of people's attention, but Pulp Fiction put him on everybody's map.
Pulp Fiction was the movie that made me like movies, period.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, my old dude was watching it. I walked past the screen, I walked past on the part when they was having a whole Royale with cheese conversation.
Royale with cheese.
Man, and I'm like, what are you watching, man? And then from that point, I was just hooked. Like, dude, what is this? I've never seen anything like this before. I got a copy of the movie. Every person's house I was going to, I was like, man, you got to watch this movie. You got to watch this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was that type of movie. I mean, and the crazy thing is, not even from just how great it was story-wise, character-wise, dialogue was snappy and back and forth. That movie was insanely successful because it cost $8 million to make, but it pulled in almost $214 million from the box office. So that's like 24, almost 25 times your budget. That's insane. Like, most movies couldn't even begin to claim that they had that much success at the box office because it was made, you know, on a quote-unquote shoestring budget back then. I mean, $8 million is, for a movie nowadays, is a drop in the bucket. That's somebody's salary for a movie.
Exactly.
So, I mean, for him to get that movie done with the cast that he brought John Travolta back from kind of the dead because his career was kind of done.
Yep, that's
and
another thing.
Put Sam Jackson on
He put Sam Jackson on.
Put Sam Jackson on
the map.
Put him on the map. And I remember my first time seeing Pulp Fiction as well, except for, I don't know if I had the exact same experience as you did. Like, I've always liked movies, I kind of live vicariously through movies my whole entire life for whatever reason. And Pulp Fiction was those movies I didn't want to live vicariously through.
I'm about to say, there's certain parts of that movie I don't think you want to.
No, I didn't want to at all. I mean, I felt ill, and you probably know what scene I'm talking about. First time I saw it was the G.A.M.E scene. That kind of like turned my stomach. It made me like, what am I watching?
But it was a jarring thing because it was one of those moments. Because I remember watching that movie the first time I saw it. I did not see that one in the theater because I was in the transition between going to college and going from high school to college. So your money is limited. So somebody just happened to have the movie,
right?
So it was like that's how we watched it. We were just sitting there. Like, dang, they beating his ass. They just beating him up, him up. It's like, it's not that type of beating up.
Him up.
Like,
they beat his ass another way. Like,
right. So it's
right.
like,
what's going on?
It was a trip, and it was jarring though. But like, I think that's what I liked about Tarantino's style. He puts you in like those moments where you kind of cringe,
very uncomfortable,
but you can't unwatch it.
Yeah.
You can't turn away. You keep looking. It's just like it's crazy. Now he moved on from Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs and did an homage to the blaxploitation films with Jackie Brown. Now Jackie Brown. That's the one that got him in Spike Lee's radar of use the N-word too much, and this is like to the period. It works.
It was in the 90s, because I think it was still a 90s movie, but okay, black people when they're talking amongst their friends, that's how they talk. And then I can't remember. I remember the old white guy, but he didn't really talk like that. And it was mainly Samuel L. Jackson's character and what's his name, Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
In a small little portion, but that's how they talk. So Spike Lee was gonna get mad at that. It's like get mad at people in the community in real life because that's how it is.
That's how that's how I talk.
Yeah, but it was still an entertaining movie. I like the whole entire story of it, but I think out of all his 8 so far, it's probably on the bottom of the top 8.
It was a different type of film.
Yeah.
But it was still good in what he was doing because, like I said, it was an homage to the blaxploitation style of movies. He got Pam Grier to be in it. Sam Jackson
got the right person in there too.
Most definitely. If you want to kill every motherfucker in the room.
Exactly.
I'm mad that he didn't really bring her career back like he did Travolta.
I think with her, she's probably content just doing a couple projects here and there. Because even at that time, just a little bit after that, she was on Smallville as Amanda Waller, doing a quick TV role. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I think Pam Grier, she was just kind of content to just, I do a project every now and again, but, she's probably out of the game. She's probably just enjoying living life, So let's move on to the one that really, and we all went to go see this one. And Mike Bison wasn't part of the crew just yet. But I already know he went to go see it anyway. Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2. So here's the thing. You can either divide it as Tarantino has 8 movies or he has 9 movies.
Tarantino says he has 8. Kill Bill is 1 movie.
There you go.
The main reason why it got divided up is more than likely just time constraint. I think it would have been like a 5-hour movie or a 4-hour movie.
I would happily.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. Put an intermission in there like they did for Hateful Eight. I would have been good. So it's crazy that movie was as. Like, it made Uma Thurman seem like a badass, even though obviously the stunts weren't her, but it made her character really cool. It showed that when Tarantino has his cast and his crew together, because a lot of the same people, main players from that, were also in Hateful Eight, which was cool. He had Michael Madsen was in there. Sam, of course, was in there. That movie was really cool. It was a good homage to, like, the old Hong Kong style, the Shaw Brothers type of movies. And it was amazing. The story was cool. I just remember seeing the crazy.
That was like a reference to like how Jackie Brown was supposed to be like blaxploitation movies. That was more like kung fu and a lot of Japanese films.
And the thing I liked about it is he got Hong Kong crews to film those scenes, so it still had that same feel.
Yeah.
What were you about to say though?
Oh no, I was gonna say something about the characters, like the characters in the movie. Man, when this guy, you could tell Quentin really takes his time with the characters, man. I remember when I first saw like the movie poster of The Bride, a bloody bride with a samurai sword.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's, when you see stuff like that, a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And like a picture like that, the story writes itself, man. There's so many different ways you could go with just that image.
Yep, and
that's crazy.
And the cool thing is, he got the girls of 5, 6, 7, 8. He got them that Vonage commercial deal. They used that exact same. And the thing is, the story on even how he got that in there was crazy because he was doing some location scouting, and he heard it in a music store. Like they were playing, playing. He was like, "Who is this? Who is this?" And then the shop owner wouldn't give him the CD because they didn't sell the CD. It was and he was like, "Okay, it's like, no, I need to know who is this? Who is this?" And then like he ended up getting, the band and the group in the movie because he liked that song that much.
Yeah.
So it's just cool, and that's what I like about Tarantino. He is one of those directors that the music is organic and it flows through his films.
Everything.
And it's like he picks great tracks and the scenes work with the music. I mean, it's like he hits every aspect of what makes filmmaking great. It's not just you threw a scene together, hey, this song might work. It's like, no, the song is like, you couldn't even imagine some of his scenes without the music that's playing or without this, certain lines of dialogue. It's like it's a Tarantino feel to it. And I think that's what makes him, an amazing director in that regard. We got to move on real quick to Inglourious Basterds.
You skip.
Ooh.
Death Proof.
No, we'll jump back to that in a second.
Oh, okay.
I just got hit because that one's hilarious. We're gonna tie that one up with Hateful Eight.
All right.
Because we're stretching it out a little bit more. I know they're trying to wrap me up. It's not gonna happen. It doesn't happen on the set when Sam's on the set. Say what again?
I knew that was coming. Glorious Bastards is the movie that you want to call not a documentary. What it calls not a mockumentary, but like what you wish would have happened.
Would have happened for real.
World War II was like, apparently we don't really know. Did Hitler kill himself or did he get murdered in a French theater? No, of course we all know that really didn't happen, but we all loved it when you saw it. And those people out there who claim they didn't like it, then I don't know why you're watching Tarantino movies for, because they're not for you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and what I liked about it is like, because I remember first seeing that trailer, and you're just like, Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And a Tarantino, and then Brad Pitt's character was just cool.
Oh man.
It's just like, and he's just like, look, and then we're gonna get our scalps, and I want my scalps. I'm like, this is a different side of Brad Pitt. Let's go. Like, okay.
I really like this character
Yeah.
in there, specifically the scene where they were trying to speak Italian.
Oh, goodness. Oh my goodness.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Yeah, that movie was all of this movie. I don't want to use the word classic too soon because like it's still relatively
It's still new, current, but his stuff is extremely well done. It will be well remembered. Let's go. Okay, so you wanted to mention it. We'll talk about Death Proof because Death Proof. This is what I liked about it. It was the Grindhouse. Obviously the second movie that came with Robert Rodriguez when they did Planet Terror as a Grindhouse, compilation. Death Proof, man, that to me, the scene with Kurt Russell at the end of the movie.
Oh, why? Oh, no! Oh, ah! Do it!
It's like, they just like basically said, Kurt, be as crazy as you want, and we're just gonna let the camera roll. Because that movie was just classic with that. Kurt Russell was hilarious.
That movie had to grow on me though, because I was sitting in the movie theater, and at the end, I was just like,
well, it's long.
My brain, my brain was just like, huh? Like I didn't quite understand what he was getting at.
Right.
And the thing is if you go back and watch those movies back where that era was apparently popular, then you get it. And I was just like, I thought it was done really, really well.
And that was the thing I did like about Death Proof, though. I mean, it was a long, kind of a slow burn. I mean, it was very character driven. But Kurt Russell's character was just so entertaining,
hilarious.
So yeah. So I mean, that was one of the things that I thought was pretty cool. Now to the two controversial ones. Man is always controversial, but Django Unchained. I remember going to see that with Big Pimpin' Jay, and it took him a couple minutes to adjust because Big Pimpin' Jay is a little bit lighter skinned than the rest of us, and some of the words and verbiage and dialogue kind of made him turn a little bit red. But then he remembered, I'm in a Tarantino film, so let's go. So what you guys think about that? Because I enjoyed it. I like Blood and Guts.
I like Django. I like the direction they were going in. I understand why they spoke the way that they did but my understanding, I wasn't there. I'm not 100% they spoke that way because could have been a lot more than what it really was. I don't know. Right. But according to what we understand, that was that era. Now, I'm not really, I'm not condoning it or I'm not accepting. I'm just saying that's what it was. So I took it as the movie was. Am I offended by the word? Not too much if somebody's just saying it. If you call me one, then yeah, I got a problem with it. I don't personally use it myself at all because I kind of wish it would go away. But regardless of the fact, I like the movie.
Yeah, Mike Bison.
It's Tarantino, man. Like, as soon as I went in there, I knew exactly what to expect. I knew what was coming, you know.
Oh yeah, and plus, again, like I
know
said,
what you're getting, man.
And again, and then it turned that Catcher Freeman thing from Boondocks into a movie. Basically, that's what was so
basically
cool
did.
about it. It was just like because again, none of us obviously were around during slavery times. None of us. Nobody in this room was alive during that time. So who's to say that there wasn't a slave that was like, this is ridiculous. I don't need to fight back and get my freedom or whatever. So, I mean, it was just a different take on, again, just like Inglourious Basterds. We know that Hitler didn't die in a theater, but it was cool to, see like a different take on history.
Yeah.
So, yes, it took slavery, which is a horrible time in American history, but it like turned it on its head and said, hey, what if there was a slave that was like, nah, you know what, I'm not going to just sit there and pick cotton. I'm going to fight back.
And somebody that actually helped them out with it too. That said,
Exactly.
you know what? This is not right. Come on, let's do this.
And that movie brought Christoph Waltz into the picture.
He got
And
two
And
Oscars.
just real quick,
yeah.
that's what movies are supposed to be, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be something that you've never seen before.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It
It's
doesn't
supposed
have to
to.
be real life.
It's supposed to suggest, what could have happened.
Right.
It's supposed to get you to talk afterwards. And I'll make this point real quick.
go
That's
ahead,
another
go
thing that I loved about Tarantino's films. I don't care dang near which one it was. After you saw it, you talked about it.
Exactly.
If it wasn't Marcellus Wallace, the bandages on his neck, or what's in the
What's in the
briefcase,
case, yeah.
or in Reservoir Dogs, who shot who at the end. Like, there was always something to talk about, some sort of controversy afterwards, man. And I love that about that dude.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, real quick, Hateful Eight, it just came out. Let's not spoil too much because there's probably some crazy people that have not seen that movie yet. But I enjoyed it. I saw it in 70 millimeter. Had an intermission that was awesome.
That was surprising.
So I mean, it was a good movie. It's a long movie. You pack a lunch and sneak it into the theater because that's a long movie. But it's a good movie though. Very character driven. Felt like almost like a one scene play, which I have no problem with that because the man can write. His characters are interesting. So I mean, and the action was awesome. So
Yeah. Clue. A lot of people compared it to the movie Clue because it's like, who done it? What happened? But, if you have not seen it, go see it. I don't want to give you any spoilers away. It was great in 70 millimeter. If you haven't seen it, if you can't see it in 70 millimeter, see it whatever way you can because it was that good.
Mike Bison, did you check it out yet, or you got to go?
No, I have not seen
Aren't
it.
you on vacation, man? Aren't you on vacation?
Hey, that's what I'm gonna go do tomorrow.
There you go. Right, exactly. Now, for all you guys out there on the internet watching this show, subscribe, because I said so. Email us. Get on Twitter. Go to Facebook. Search Culture Junkies. You're going to love what you see on that Culture Junkies page. You're going to love it. You're going to see it for real. It's going to be great. It's going to be just like what's in the case. Vincent, we happy?
Yeah, we happy.
So, for the great Daitokuji, for Mike Bison, everybody in Amsterdam, all them people out there, I am your host, GQ, Marcellus Wallace Jones, skip all that. I'm just Jules. So, we're going to leave this one on. We're going to talk a little bit amongst ourselves about what we're going to do next. Game over.
Hey, who wants to get a Royale with cheese?
Royale with cheese.
Y'all got a song?
What country you from?
I count 6 shots.
I count 2 guns.
So he hid it. In one place he knew he could hide something, his ass.
This some repugnant shit.
Ladies, that was fun.
You shoot me in a dream, you better wake up and apologize.
Culture Junkies!